YouTube universe. How we doing? It's your boy Anthony coming at you with a long form video today. Recently, Joe Rogan had on this guy Andrew Wilson, who, if you don't know who he is, here's a quick clip of him.
Entail that there's hate, but Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
Don't talk about my wife, you stupid. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I just say?
Wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm
daddies?
sorry. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try
show
to...
your hatred against...
Do the women that you try
convince
to...
them that they shouldn't...
You know, Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family...
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family...
Stupid.
Did I say anything about your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
As you can see, this man is clearly very immature. He got upset because the woman stated a fact and went directly into insulting her when she was bringing up a valid point that this guy tries to instill these conservative values into men and espouse all of these traditional things. And how is it traditional that you married someone who's been with multiple men and has multiple babies with multiple men? I mean, that's a valid question. Anyway, so this man is on Joe Rogan, and this is Joe Rogan's first episode after the Alex Preddy shooting. And given that Joe Rogan said this previously,
doing, like, fucking shooting that lady seems kind of crazy. You know, like grabbing people that happen to be American citizens and fucking dragging them out onto the snow and asking them for their papers. That seems kind of fucking crazy too. ICE are villains. And now people are looking at them like murderous military people that are on the streets of our city, and they're masked up, which is also a problem, right?
so given that that was how Rogan felt, considering everything going on with ICE, considering the killing of Renee Good, I was wondering what he would come out and say about Alex Preddy. Now, I just want to say I used to really enjoy listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. In my opinion, he used to always be very open-minded. He always questioned things that didn't make sense to him. He always gave his guests hardball questions. And when he had Trump on, that's one of the first times I really lost respect for him, because he softballed Trump, and anytime he even gave him a remotely slightly difficult question and Trump pivoted, he didn't try and get him to come back to that. So I was already wow, he's really pushing. He really wants Trump to win. So I'm really disappointed in him, honestly, because he's a man with all this influence who, if you listen to his show, politically, you would assume he is, what's the word, libertarian, right? He doesn't want government involved in his life. So when I saw that this guy, Alex Wilson, was his first guest back, I was like, what? Why? Since the Alex Preddy shooting. And, well, let's just get into it, and you'll see why I'm disappointed.
But that whole thing, there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on, and why riots only in Minneapolis, and why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, around the same time.
Exactly. Instantaneously afterwards, the narrative completely changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
And
what a 180 from the video I just showed you. All of a sudden now it's about the fraud, and, this is all kind of weird. It's not ICE being criminals anymore or violent or the Gestapo running around. Now it's, wait, there's all this fraud and this happening. Hey, Joe, there's fraud in every state. There are fraud investigators. That's the point. Like, that makes no sense. Every state. I'm pretty sure I actually saw an article today that Texas has worse fraud than Minnesota. The reason ICE is there is because ICE is in all blue cities that didn't vote for Trump, dude. It's very clear that this is just him getting back at blue cities. Wake up.
You know what a color revolution is?
Of course.
And for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos. And this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is an organic protest, these riots are organic, is nonsense. It's provably nonsense because now they have access to the Signal chats. So they know that these...
Hey, Joe Rogan, does this look like a color revolution to you?
Here in New York, in Los Angeles, in Chicago, in Minneapolis, in New Jersey, in Texas, all over the country. That we truly are all we got. We have the right to...
So, Joe, let me get this straight. You think people are taking the streets all across the country in some coordinated event? You think, well, I guess it is coordinated, right? Like, we are all showing up to protest, but that's what a protest is, right? Like, it's not some conspiracy, like we're trying to cause chaos because, no, dude, this is what protesting is. You used to be smart, Joe. What is this?
And that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened. And what happened was chaos. So what happened, first of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people. So they were brought in to assist ICE. And
so I clipped this one specifically because, like, why are you having to point out that it was Border Patrol? Like, don't say it was ICE, it was Border Patrol. It doesn't matter. They're federal agents being thugs and murderers. Like, Joe, it doesn't matter. Like, it just sounds like you're making excuses left and right for them. You sound like a MAGA pundit. And this whole, there was chaos. Dude, there was 3 civilians with cell phones. 3 civilians and more than that in ICE. So what chaos?
And they're telling this lady to stand away, and then this cop gets very aggressive and shoves her. You have to understand the situation that they're in, right? And this is not making an excuse for any of it. But you have to just to put it into context. These people are getting harassed outside of any hotel they're at. People blow horns. They try to smash into the hotel.
They dox them.
They dox them. That's why they're wearing masks. It's a coordinated effort. I'm not saying that guy should have shoved that guy. I don't think he should have. Or that woman. I don't think he should have. And then pepper sprayed. And then the guy who got shot, Preddy,
Yeah, listen, I'm not making excuses. Really? Because it sounds like you're making excuses. These are supposed to be professional law enforcement officers. And shoving a woman to the ground, no matter how tired, pissed off, angry, whatever it is you are, you still have to follow proper protocol. And that's the problem with all of them. Not only are they not following proper protocol, but I bet you a lot of them don't even know what it is. So... And Joe, not for nothing, but if that was one of your daughters that got shoved to the ground, would you be saying the same thing?
I don't think he should have. And then pepper sprayed. And then the guy who got shot, Preddy, he steps in, which is, if you know anything about concealed carry, if you are a concealed carry holder and you are carrying not just a pistol, but 2 full magazines as well, you do not ever physically engage with someone. You also are supposed to carry your license on you, and you're supposed to have ID on you. Mm-hmm. All right.
Wow, Joe, blaming the victim much? Like, think about this. They didn't even know he had a gun, right? He it was concealed. It was in his waistband the whole time, except for when the ICE agent removed it, right? So the fact that he got pepper sprayed in the face for trying to help a woman up when they didn't know he had a gun to begin with is ridiculous. And then after he gets pepper sprayed, and like you said in this video, Joe, I didn't clip it. It's not in any of it. But you described you got gassed with a, what do you call it? You were on Fear Factor, and you got hit with, I can't think of the name, tear gas. And you were saying how much it burned and how crazy your body gets. So maybe he was, after he was pepper sprayed violently directly in the face, he was probably like moving and shaking because he didn't know how to react. Regardless, there's 6 ICE agents there and they're pinning him down. They're beating him up. And then one of them clearly removes the gun. And you also go into the whole make and model of the gun and how it accidentally fires and something. Like, I didn't even include that because, again, you just sound like you're blaming the victim here. This man was executed in the middle of the street. So again, this ICE agent removes the gun from his waistband. And what does he do? He like quietly slips away and gets away from the group of people. Wouldn't a real law enforcement officer alert the other law enforcement officers that he secured the weapon? Second of all, the man who shot Preddy, if you watch the video, is watching, looking directly down at the agent remove the gun from Preddy's waistband. So all this, he should have had his thing, he should have, his gun never came into play until they took it out. So you're blaming the victim. And again, the dude who killed him saw the gun get taken out and then decided to unload his full clip in him. All right. Well, that's about it for me breaking down the Joe Rogan clip. Again, just really disappointed in him. Just feels like a complete 180. And he just sounds like a MAGA cultist at this point. I'd want to leave you guys with, I've been noticing that a lot of Germans are on YouTube trying to warn Americans about the fascism that is taking place. So I wanted to end this video with a clip from this guy, Jan Berkman, and I'll respond after.
In this network, we have joined forces to take a stand against right-wing extremist ideologies and fascism. Given Germany's history, we see this as our collective duty, especially to our children and grandchildren. We know from our own experience how fascism can destroy a country, its freedom, and its society. And it is our responsibility to leave our descendants and future generations a world in which there is no place for dictatorship, hatred, and fear. World War II destroyed Europe and killed millions of people. Promises of greatness and superiority led our nation into a war of annihilation against our neighbors. These promises duped people into following its egregious and inhumane ideology about unworthy life. It has taken generations to try to heal these wounds, and they remain. That is why after the Second World War, Germany took an oath on which our constitution is based. Never again will we allow ourselves to be ruled by fascism. Without the United States, the Allied forces would not have succeeded in liberating Germany from the terror of Nazism. We remain profoundly grateful for this. Without your country, Germany would not have democracy today. This connects our two countries. And it is the reason we appeal to you so urgently today to warn all Americans, your democracy is in danger. When we look at today's America, we see a deeply divided nation. We no longer see the country that helped liberate us a mere 80 years ago. What we see today leaves us profoundly shaken. Make America Great Again is a right-wing populist slogan. And slogans like these justify fascism. We know because we have seen this before. We understand how fascism grows and how it manipulates citizens with false promises that exploit their fears and prejudices. We know because in our country too, people longed for a strong leader and believed his promises. MAGA leaders are quickly destroying American democracy, American society, and increasingly the American economy, while enriching themselves in the process. It was no different here in 1933. At first, some people believed they were benefiting from Hitler's policies, but that changed quickly. The fascists had already divided people into categories and cruelly judged their worth and their lives. Once Hitler became Imperial Chancellor in January 1933, it took the Nazis only 2 months to completely destroy Weimar democracy. Watching your federal government occupy cities and target migrants is eerily familiar. The rapid destruction of the rule of law, suppression of speech, including the press, universities, science and basic right of assembly, imperialist fantasies about conquering other countries, even allies, information control and centralized propaganda, blatant corruption at the highest level, violent expulsion of people under the guise of illegal migration, and an exodus of the brightest minds to other countries where they can freely do their work. MAGA cannot offer a future to the American dream. Worse, the crisis of your democracy is directly linked to our future and indeed that of the world.
I've been saying it in my videos, and now you just heard it from a man who is German, who is part of an organization who swore never again, meaning they don't ever want Nazi Germany to happen again. And they're clearly seeing it happen in America, which is what I've been saying, which is what a ton of people have been saying, which is what the whole world, except apparently MAGA, has been saying, or conservatives, whatever. But at this point, it's either this is what you want, like you want to go into Nazi America, or you want to be against it. There's no fence sitting. There's no, no. You have to take a side. You either want to be a Nazi or you want to be an American patriot. Choose one. All right, guys, that's the video. If you like it, please like it and share or subscribe. Do all of them. That would be great. I would really like to grow this channel. I would really like to spread kindness and what it means to be a good human. Unfortunately, in these circumstances, during these times in America, we have to fight against this fascism because, again, that's what good humans would do, is fight against fascism and racism and injustice. Remember, no justice, no peace, fuck the police.